Boy, UCLA showed up to play Utah for sure.
How's everybody doing, gentlemen?
Oh, we good.
Well, what's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Don't forget, help a brother out. Hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 60,000 by my birthday. I know it's a pipe dream. It's kind of like having that happy wife. It's like a unicorn, but we still strive for it. So we are here. It is Saturday, and I am happy as can be. It's the first day of fall. It feels like football weather. It is cold. It is rainy outside, and I am ready for some football. Unfortunately, the Dallas Cowboys can't catch a break on injuries this week. We had Diggs go out, which was a major shock. In a sidebar, we found out that B.A.M had a problem with his hamstring. We know Zach Martin has a hurt ankle. And just today, added to the list, Father Time, Tyron Smith, was listed to the injury report with his left knee. The good news is Tyler Smith was a complete participant in practice. So he's at least healthy. And we've elevated 2 rookies to the 53-man roster. And before we go any further, let me go ahead and say hello to my peoples here. And boom, did I get the right one? Nope, got the wrong one. Boom, here we go. What's up? What's up, good people? How are we doing today?
Good. We're good here, Mark.
We're good? Are we real good? Are we good with all the injuries that we have?
Well, it is Arizona we're playing this week. I mean, can't really overlook them, but,
We just going to find out how the coaches do. I mean, we're going to see if they can coach these boys up. We didn't have it in the past with Kellen Moore, so hopefully they can get these guys to come in and play.
Not to mention test our depth, see how good we are at each position.
What's up? I see Twiz Digga. I see Dwayne Sweeney in the house, our resident Eagle hater. Crystal, what's up, Crystal? And Lord Nova, Crazy Corvette, Logan Motorsports. Let's go, Eagles. Dallas still stinks. Well, I tell you what, Eagles, you guys keep that same energy. Keep that same energy because it seems like there's a chink in your armor right now. But we'll get into that a little bit later because this is the Dallas Cowboys and we play tomorrow. You don't play till Monday night. How are you guys feeling about the team? Are we worried about these injuries that seem to be mounting up? These seem to be soft tissue injuries and things that might not necessarily last too long. You feel good about where we are at the moment? Are you scared? Are you worried? Just let it all out.
Just frustrated because, they're getting hurt in practice. I mean, it should be, I can understand if it's a game, but practice, come on now.
We talking about practice. It makes you wonder. It was a one-on-one drill that Diggs got hurt. Makes you wonder, what are they doing in practice where we're getting injured like this?
No kidding. I mean, good golly. Shouldn't really be getting hurt that much, should you, in practice? What kind of turf are they practicing on? Is it like the one at the stadium, or?
It is. I mean, they have a grass. They have a grass turf outside, okay. But inside, of course, it's field. I mean, a field turf.
Yeah, they have both. They have both grass and turf. I've been there. Yeah, they have both. I think it's something like 50 yards apart. But they got both grass and turf, and Trayvon got hurt on the grass part of the field the other day.
Right. On one-on-one drills.
I think at this point, I don't want to hear any argument about turf versus grass.
Here's the reality is you have to realize that these guys are so muscular and things like that their body just literally shreds itself. And it doesn't take much to go ahead and tweak your knee or your ankle and things like that. When you just plant and it doesn't give any, sometimes that shit just goes. I mean, you've seen guys tear their Achilles tendon and they're not being touched. It's just one of those things that shit happens.
And that was kind of what happened the other day with Trayvon.
Mm-hmm.
They said that he kind of got tripped up with the receiver who he was checking, but if you ask me, it was kind of freakish like.
Mm-hmm. Most of the times it seems like they are.
It wasn't like somebody, landed on him or anything. It was a drill, and it happened.
Well, you look at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers' Achilles going. That didn't look like that bad of a tackle, but there it goes.
It was a regular textbook tackle.
Right. Yeah, and it's just sometimes shit just goes. That's the nature of the beast, and we're not the only team that's dealing with injuries, and these won't be the only ones we deal with. The question is how do you respond to them? For me, at least the good thing is that the change of offenses will help the offensive line. Getting the plays out quickly, getting the ball out quickly are going to make it easier. The offensive line doesn't have to hold up as long. And if we use, of course, 12 personnel, you may need those tight ends, 2 tight end sets to kind of help out on the offensive line a little bit and give you more options and disguise a lot of the stuff that you're doing.
And then plus the good thing about this is it happened early in the year.
Mm-hmm.
If it would have happened some like week 7 to 10 and beyond, we probably would have had a problem. But it happened so early that we could, we have time to make adjustments to, put the proper player in his position.
Yeah, this is true. And it's about putting the players in the right position to win.
Yeah, and the thing early on, you get to test your depth and this next man up mentality. That's the biggest thing about it. How good is your next person on the depth chart? Are they going to be able to step in and continue what was going on?
Yeah. And, last year, surprisingly, we ended up being very, very fortunate because when you looked at our team last year, with us not going out and signing the big name free agents, in some regard, people are saying, oh, we should sign another cornerback. But here's the thing about football, and people don't seem to understand this, that it's not just about what you get for one player. Micah Parsons is incredible. But if you got 10 other guys that aren't worth shit, Micah is only going to be so effective. And this is one of those things like people will say, well, Mozzie Smith hasn't done shit, man. He's got to show something. And see he's got better numbers than Hassan Reddick, but they play a different position. But you have to understand that what you're getting is a guy like Mozzie Smith's not going to get numbers, but makes other people around him better because he can hold the middle. When you can hold the middle so the quarterback can't step up, you're going to get guys like Micah Parsons feasting a lot better. And that's what people have to understand is, as much as we want to say it's just the quarterback, like Roger Staubach said, I can throw the perfect pass, but if the guy over there and doesn't catch it, it doesn't mean anything. And it's the same thing with the defense. I got something to tell you later on in the Zoom that a lot of the young Cowboy fans don't know. Go ahead, tell us.
You want to know now?
Go ahead, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Some of y'all may not know this, Mark. You probably know this better than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But remember the three Super Bowls we won back in the 90s?
Mm-hmm.
And I know everybody's gonna say, well, that's a different time. But you may not know this may be a chapter being rewritten.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember, back in 1992, we won the Super Bowl. Our special teams captain Bill Bates had a torn ACL.
Yeah, he sure did.
1993, Mark Stepnoski got injured and was out for the rest of the year.
Yep.
Won the Super Bowl. 95, Kevin Smith ruptured his Achilles. Guess what? Won the Super Bowl in 95. So who knows? This may be a chapter rewritten.
Hey, hold that thought for 1 second here. Just hold. I have to respond to Eastside Herald. Oh, Lord, here comes the 90s talk. You're right, Eastside. We're talking about the past history of greatness of the Dallas Cowboys. Something you Texans fans can't do because there's never been any greatness with your sorry-ass team. Now, shut the fuck up. Hating ass mother humper.
When it was the Tennessee Titans when they first went to Tennessee.
Get back to me, Harold, when you have the a past greatness of your team. Okay, past greatness. You got none. Now shut up. In Philadelphia, you little diaper wearing mother humper. I don't remember the 90s. I was only like 2 years old. Well, so what? I don't care that you don't remember, because I remember when your team was the worst team, literally the bad news mother humping Bears back in the 70s and the 80s, bro. I remember, okay? Just because you a little young punk doesn't mean that the world started when you were born. The world's been here for a long time, son. A long time. And there's a lot of shit that you ain't seen, son. There's a lot of shit.
There's a lot of us that lived it, too.
That's right. Little punk thinks that the world revolves around him. The world don't revolve around you, Philadelphia. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And Tracy, I need that shirt. Nobody cares. Okay.
She's making you a new one, huh?
Well, I was thinking, I got two ideas. One, nobody cares about you Eagle fans or something of that. And the other one is Dallas Cowboys. It's time to eat crow. That's the one.
I'll make that one, Mark.
Time to eat crow, okay? Put a bottle of hot sauce on there and a crow. Time to eat crow. For all these mother humpers like Joy Taylor up in there, I need to see more of the Cowboys or Shady, with the ass. I tell you, looks ass. Jalen Hurts looks kind of ass right now. The Eagles kind of look, the Eagles defense, which has given up more touchdown passes than any. Seven. Philadelphia, 7.
Oh, we've given up as well. What?
We've given up one touchdown, period. Rushing and they were mad about that in the locker room. They were literally ready to go to each other's throat. And here's what I will say:
I was at the game. They was pissed.
They were pissed. And I tell you what,
how many points did they give up after that?
How would you like to be Joshua Dobbs tonight?
3, maybe.
How would you like to be Joshua Dobbs tonight? How do you think he's feeling right about now?
He's probably shaking in his knees by now.
Because
go up against that defense that's got the Sackmeister.
This is what I hope, and I hope that it continues. I hope that the talking heads out there continue to do the same bullshit, because I think Micah Parsons listens to these guys. He cussed out Bart Scott basically. Just said you're just a stupid whatever. But I hope that they get a chip on their shoulders and they take it out on the opposition. I hope that tomorrow they go through and have bad things happen to the Arizona Cardinals, that this thing is over by halftime. We go ahead, get all of our injured guys out of there, get some experience for the young guys and stuff. And of course, what'll happen on Monday. It was just the Arizona Cardinals, because, right now they're all up on, the Commanders. Oh man, they look so good. The Commanders. Yeah. They're giving them credit. Oh, well, the Jets. It's just the Jets.
I don't think Arizona's going to score as much. They may get 10 out of us like the Jets did.
I'm betting that the Cowboys are looking for a goose egg.
I would love a goose egg tomorrow. That would be
lovely.
I bet you. See, this is where I feel like the team is going to rally because Diggs is hurt. And say, in the same way that when Dak went out, the defense rallied. So that way, there you go. So that way, they held the line, made Cooper Rush, a Skip Bayless favorite, and took up the slack. And I think that's what this defense is going to do.
Be honest though, y'all, I just want to win, yo.
Yeah.
A 3-0 start. You're sitting just good, when it comes to, winning the first quarter. Mike McCarthy's whole thing is he quarters out the season, right? And if you can go, a 3-1, 3-1, 3-1, 3-1, you're sitting yourself good for the playoffs. And my whole thing is just get in, and maybe just maybe we'll figure out a way to get the number 1 seed. And if you win if you number 1, you win your first playoff game, you're in the NFC Championship game.
True.
I wonder about this in NFL history. Has any 3-0 team laid 2 0-burgers to start the season?
Oh, I don't know.
Probably the
think they
Bears.
have.
I mean, the Bears only gave up like 4.5
Even the
points
Bears,
average a
even
game.
The 85 Bears. I don't think they gave
Still Curtin?
Steel
maybe.
Curtain. I don't think they even did it.
I don't know.
I think you may be looking at the first defense to start with only 10 points through 3 games. If they lay a 0-burger tomorrow.
Well, I don't want to jump ahead of ourselves. I'm
Yeah, I know.
excited, but
I'm just
Yeah.
wondering.
I'm just wondering with this
Yeah,
freaking
you know,
line, what's going
that's-
on with practice with these players getting hurt.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, even Biotis too. Biotis hurt his hamstring, didn't he?
Actually, wow. Okay, I tell you what. Jeez, I'm surprised on this one. 85 Bears.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay,
the first
no, hold
three
it.
They gave up.
No, hold it. This can't be right. 85 Bears? That can't be the right numbers. It said they won 38-28 against Tampa Bay, to open the season, 20-7 against New England, 33-24 against Minnesota. This can't be right. 45-10 over Washington. I remember that one. 27-19 over Tampa Bay. Why'd they play Tampa Bay twice? San Francisco
Back then, it was the NFC
26-10.
North with 5
Green Bay
teams.
23-7.
NFC Central.
NFC
Yeah,
Central.
back then it was the NFC Central. Yeah.
Minnesota 27-9. Green Bay 16-10. Lions 24-3. Cowboys 44-0. Atlanta Falcons 33-0. Miami, that's it. Miami 24-38. Colts 17-10. Jets 19-6.
You
And
look at
Lions
their scores all the
37-17.
way up to
They only had
lost
2
that
goose eggs
game.
in the whole season.
Exactly. And those they came back to back against us in Atlanta in weeks 11 and 12, right?
Yeah.
We've done it in the first. We might have the possibility to do it, be the first team to do it in the first.
Well,
3
we'll see.
weeks.
Like you said, let's get
Yeah,
the
I don't
victory
wanna-
first.
I don't want to jump ahead, but
I'm gonna be honest though. The only thing I want out of this game is to come out healthy, a win, and to come out healthy.
Yes.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care about. I mean, it'd be nice, but it's like, what is it? Does it win you a Super Bowl? No, it doesn't. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be
This
nice.
is a good opponent.
But I want, man, I want that Lombardi trophy. I don't care about nothing
Oh, yeah.
else. I don't care nothing about records. I don't care nothing about no stats. I want us to go to Las Vegas and win that Lombardi trophy.
Oh yeah.
That's all
I
that's,
would
that's all
love
I
to
care
see that.
about. I don't
I'm only,
care about nothing else no more. I don't
I'm only
care nothing
about
about
6 hours away, and I would love to go to that Super Bowl if it's Dallas.
What's up, Sugar Daddy? Primetime Phil in the house. What's up, Primetime? Don't forget to check out Primetime and Game Time at 7:00 tonight. Miss Gibson, Qiana. I finally, after years of trying to say her name right, I finally got it right, Qiana, because I used to always say Miss Gibson, because it's like, I'm not going to butcher up her name. And shout out to Qiana and Angelica Barone. Angelica Barone kicking ass and taking names and timing out. Okay.
her name is French, Mark.
No, but the thing, and I don't know why I let it bother me, but I guess in some regard, with us being older people, a lot of you Philadelphia, you don't understand because you've been born in the smartphone era and stuff. I saw this thing on Facebook that was like, you're old if you've done like 3 of these things, and like one of them was use like a rotary phone and have an AOL account, and used an encyclopedia. And it's like everything on that list I had done, including I still actually have an AOL account, so I'm old. But right, but. When you have to understand, when ESPN came about, there was nothing out there like that. There wasn't all these shows and all these talking heads. You only got Sports Illustrated on Thursday, You had the George Michael Sports Machine for 30 minutes on Sunday night from 11:30 to midnight. And you had the newspapers. And so when ESPN first came out, and it was just like, oh my God, it was all the sports and stuff, and you got all the highlights, you could make your own decision and judgment on it. You hardly even see Sports Center anymore. It's all of these shows that are literally just full of shit. When I listen to Undisputed, it's like they just show up and just say, pull out whatever's out their ass. They don't have, you at least, if you have a take, at least have something to back it up other than the eye test.
Right.
Joy Taylor and her whole thing, we know she's just being paid to be the eye candy and to hate on the Cowboys. But she will literally say, Cowboys, at least say, okay, right now, what the Cowboys are doing is good. They're playing good football, playing smart football. We don't know what they're going to do down the road, but to just discount what they're doing, it's just the Cowboys. They got to show me. Well, what is that? We're talking about this week because everything changes weekly in the NFL. And so with the Eagles, it's okay, that they're not looking good because, they got a new coordinator, and they're still learning the new system. It's like, really? So them giving up 7 TD passes, the next closest is only 5. You're saying that that's okay and they're still a great team? I don't see that. And so now, this was the take yesterday that really just gets under my skin.
This is a good opponent.
No doubt.
And we didn't know what the Bucs were going to be. I know, Shady, you picked them to win the division this year. We didn't really know what they were going to look like. But they have a top 10 scoring defense. They're 10th in total defense. They're top 10 in passing offense.
Todd Bowles got
only allowed 1 sack so far. Baker is 6th in passer rating. It's a career best in passer rating right now. 3rd in rush defense. 2nd in turnover margin. 1 of 5 teams with no giveaways. This isn't just a walk in and win type of situation. We're starting to get to that point in the season now already where teams are starting to shape up. We're kind of starting to see what they feel like. Starting to see what we were going to be surprised about. So I actually don't care what the Eagles look like in this game. I completely disagree. There are certain games where we're like, the Eagles need to go out and look crisp. They need to take advantage of this opponent. They're struggling right now. They don't have a backup quarterback. They're missing their number 1 receiver, whatever it is. This is a real opponent in the Bucs. Get this win however you can. Sloppy, walk-off field goal, whatever it needs to be. This is not the game that, to me, is going to determine what the Eagles are going to look like for the rest of the season. The Bucs are playing too well right now for me to say the Eagles need to go out there and light them up. That's disrespectful to the Bucs. A lot of players that have played and won a Super Bowl on that team. So I hear Jalen completely, particularly about this game. Just win, baby.
So.
So
wait a minute. So here's the thing. Hold it. Are we saying the Eagles looked crisp the first 2 games?
People have looked absolutely horrible.
You weren't saying that a few weeks ago. You was pardon my language, Mark.
Yeah.
You was riding on a nut bag a few weeks back. Come on now, damn.
Right.
You know what?
Come on, Joey Taylor, you playing both sides.
But she's already making. No, you've already said. Well, you're making excuses for them and saying they're great. And here's the reason why they're not great. But the Cowboys actually play great, and it's like, well, we need to see more. It's like, come on, at least be, balanced with this stuff. You're already basically saying, oh, well, with this opponent, you're saying that this opponent is a good opponent as opposed to the other ones that you've already played, being Mac Jones and Kirk Cousins literally by himself. Backup complete offensive line. Wide receivers dropping balls left and right. No running game. Defense is ass. And you struggled against them, and had it not been for Justin Jefferson fumbling out of bounds out of the end zone, you probably lose that game.
Yeah.
And now you're already saying, "Oh, this is a real team." The Bucs are the Bucs really a good team?
Bucs are decent.
Defensively, yeah. Defensively.
Or is this?
They're a little, maybe like a tad bit, worse than decent.
Again, this is one of those ones that are they a good team or they played some bad teams?
Well,
listen, they beat Minnesota 20-17, and they played the Bears 27-17. So are we really? I mean, how can you really say that they're a good team? They may have just beat up on teams that aren't that good. But now you've got Joy Taylor basically saying that this is a Super Bowl caliber team. You know, they've had players that were in the Super Bowl a few years ago. This is a real team and so on. Okay. But I'm not sure that the competition that they played are any good.
Let me say this about the Eagles real quick. And I don't wish, misery on anybody, but I don't see that offense stand together very long. I see Jalen Hurts. He's very frustrated right now.
Oh, yeah.
And there's going on with him and AJ Brown. Something right there is not right. I don't know what it is, but
they did have that argument on the sideline last week.
Yeah. And now you got Jalen Hurts actually kind of getting a little testy in the interviews and stuff with the media and things.
How much can Hurts handle with Brown? And what's the Eagles GM name? Howie
Roseman.
Howie Roseman.
You know he's going to take Jalen Hurts aside with it because he has to in a way. They just signed him to a 4-year, $256 million deal.
Well, I tell you what, if it ends up being that Jalen Hurts was a one-hit wonder,
that's a big hit.
And it's not like we ain't seen that before with the Eagles with Carson Wentz. You know, now
that's a $250,000 hit.
$250 million hit.
That's why they're going to take Hurts. And listen, Jalen Hurts he's really frustrated because he's not getting his run lanes.
He's not.
You can see it.
But guess who said that was going to be taken away from him? This guy. Yeah, no, listen. Last year you didn't know what to expect, what they were going to do. All off season, you study the film, you figure out what you're going to do. You know, that's to me one of the reasons why we drafted like Overshown. And you look at our linebackers that you have guys that are fast that can chase, and getting a guy like Mozzie Smith shuts up the middle of the field. See, that was the thing. How many times did we see Jalen Hurts just run right up the middle, ain't nobody there? And you saw him against Minnesota where they kept him corralled. He only got 2.9 yards to carry, and he's just like, that pressure's coming. He's just looking to run, and he didn't have any lanes to run. That's how you beat him.
You know what, though? It's so funny you said that, right? I went to the Eagles and Cowboys game last year in Philly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I told Eagles fans, I said, hey, you guys really don't. Jalen Hurts don't play well versus y'all. Second team, stop blitzing him. He's not going to have those run lanes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a one-dimensional quarterback,
it
looks horrible. Now, the Eagles right now, they're going to really lean on that offensive line. So really, if they can't keep that offensive line healthy, it's a long season, you know what I'm saying?
Well, and that's the other thing that's kind of interesting too is the Eagles' offensive line does not seem to be quite as stout as it was last year. They seem like they've kind of. It seems like, well, I think the coordinator's changing is, as much as they kept saying these guys have to go, like we said, Kellen Moore has to go. But you ain't telling me nothing. Part of the frustration is Jalen Hurts does not like this offense the way it is. Defensive coordinators are now realizing, keep him in the pocket, okay? Make him have to beat you with his arm. He might get you some of the times, but he can certainly beat you with his legs. Tay Cowboys, what's up? And these things compounded with the pressure cooker that is and the expectations of them being the team, and, nothing short of a Super Bowl is going to be acceptable. I think all these things are kind of waiting on this.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Christopher Lee?
I was going to say.
Tay Cowboys, how you doing tonight?
I can say last year and the year before, I kept saying it. He does not have that arm strength to get it downfield.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't.
Not to mention, he is not the pocket passer that they thought they had.
Did you guys watch?
Not.
Did you guys watch the 49ers game last night?
Or the night before, a couple of, I watched it.
They didn't look that impressive to me.
You know what's so funny? I tell you what, loyal cowboy. You know the funniest thing to me is, and I got a guy who literally says I'm an idiot, don't know what I'm talking about, don't ever talk about the 49ers. How many of those pass plays that Brock Purdy, because he got, they're on his nuts right now because they said, he threw over 300 yards, he's stepping into his zone. How many of those things were screen passes that went to the house because he's got incredible athletes between Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuels? All the yards were made after catch.
And that's why I told my dad. My dad was like, "Oh well, we just play down. We have a tendency." I'm like, no.
I'm sorry. That was
we game plan for every team differently.
okay. All right. Well, that one was dink and dunk. That game was dink and dunk. And not to mention that he should have had 3 interceptions. You know, where's Pro Football Focus talking about interceptable plays? They were in the guy's hands, right in their hands.
That doesn't happen unless it's Dak Prescott.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So, yeah. Yeah, I'm
Yes, but
I'm not. I wasn't like scared. I didn't look at that game and say those guys are unbeatable. They're good. Now, don't get me wrong. Deebo Samuel's is a beast and so physical. Christian McCaffrey's playing out of his mind, but I ain't on the Brock Purdy is Joe Montana train right now.
If McCaffrey stay healthy, the 49ers.
Twist digger. He was an all-pro last year. But as Janet Jackson says, what have you done for me lately? Okay? As you guys keep saying, our rings in the past don't count. The shit Jalen Hurts did last year don't count, bro. This is a new season. We talking about the here and now. Isn't that what y'all always say? Talk about the here and now, bro.
And plus,
not only that, it don't count because you went out in the desert and you couldn't get the shit done.
Yep.
Facts.
Yeah, Lady Libra in the house. What's up, Lady Libra?
Are like, oh my gosh, what did we do? We let them back into the game and we
fumble the ball.
Fumble the ball for the L. Let him bring L.
The ball just slipped right through his hands.
There you go.
Well, we couldn't handle the ball. It was too wet.
And then plus, I don't want to hear all of that. Oh, the field is slippery excuse because Kansas City was slipping too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that because that tells me that you want to use that as an excuse to try to get out of that loss that you had against Kansas City in the Super Bowl. Hey. I don't want to hear that. That's a cop out. I don't want to hear that.
I'm not gonna let
me cop out.
When I saw Jalen Hurts fumble that ball in the Super Bowl, my face was like, I was surprised, and I'm like, man, I'm just thinking about how Philly 500 is reacting. You got to know he's just, about ready to fall out on the floor and everything. And man,
he was just quiet. I watched him that day. He was speechless.
I lost money with that Super Bowl because I thought the Eagles were going to win, but the best money I ever spent. I swear to God. Swear to God, y'all.
Just to see the reaction from the Eagles fan, right?
Oh, I lost $200, but it was worth it though. Just to see the Eagles lose, I was celebrating in a way. Best money I ever spent.
Yeah, it definitely. I can't stand them Eagles.
Real quick. This is not about the Cowboys, but if you are a sports bettor, you better bet the Buffalo Bills or the Washington Commanders defense because it is raining like cats and dogs right now. And we know Josh Allen likes to turn the ball over.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is true.
So if you sports bet and you're betting that game versus the Commanders and the Bills, it'd be a good idea to go with the Commanders defense because it's raining and it's going to be raining all day tomorrow. I already got me a couple bets in, and I'm expecting to get some money. So, yeah.
I didn't understand that. I've invested in that Bet USA thing. I don't know. See, I can't. There's only so much I can do here in Utah. Like the over-unders, pick the team, that thing. I can't pick anything else, unfortunately. Nope. Unfortunately, I can only pick the teams, the over-under, the whatever that is, that money line. That's it.
Yeah, I could bet the Commanders defense right now for 1 touchdown / special teams also for $50. I think it won me like $500 if it happens. I'm praying Josh Allen has a horrible game tomorrow. Like I can see 2 pick sixes from him right now, and man, that would be lovely.
Well, I tell you what I've actually been doing because I got an account with BUSR and had some money left over from last year. I meant to do this, started with the Giants game, and forgot to do the bet. But I've been taking the Cowboys and whatever the line is. I'm going to do this for every game for the season, $200. And just let it ride to $200 just every week and see where I am coming the end of the season. So far, they've covered the spread twice. Right now, it's 13 points. 13 with Arizona.
So it went up. I thought it was at 12.5.
Or you know what?
What?
as opposed to doing the spread this week, I think the money line might be better.
Okay.
That's kind of a spread, you know what I'm saying?
That is a big spread.
Kind of a
Let's
big
see.
And listen,
I'm getting on my Bet USA account right now.
Mhm.
Let me see what they said their line is.
It's like 12.5 last I saw, but that's a huge spread. And really, with our Cowboys, we just want them to win. You know what I'm saying?
Money line for the Cowboys. Arizona Cowboys negative 750 red.
Oh my God, negative 750.
Yeah, that's what Bet USA has it. And Arizona plus 520 black.
Man, that's crazy.
I bet if I took the 750, I probably wouldn't earn much anyway.
Yeah, you wouldn't win much money on that one.
No.
But I tell you this though.
What's that?
That guy, he's a New York Giants fan, as a matter of fact.
Who's that?
What he did was, on the Bleacher Report, this was about an hour and a half before kickoff. He posted on the Bleacher Report, he just came out and said it. He said, I'm a Giant fan, but we're losing by 30.
Oh my
and
God.
I'll be damned if they lost by 40. He called it.
Hey, he wanted
Yeah, he did.
You know what though? Me being a Cowboys fan,
we don't know, nobody know if he put money on it or not. But if he did, he's a rich man right now.
Oh yeah. But me being a true Cowboys fan though, y'all, I could never bet against my team to lose. You know what I'm saying?
Well, herein lies my reason for not doing fantasy football. I can't root for players on other teams.
Yeah, see, if I were to bet $5 on that money line for the Cowboys, I don't get 67 cents.
Well, it's a profit, but not much of a profit though.
No.
But he said he was down, where the players come in to get ready to get dressed. He said, man, I saw Daniel Jones and all them come in the locker room and everything. It didn't look right. He said, man, it didn't look right. I saw Daniel Jones, what's his name, the running back for the Giants before he got hurt.
Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, he said he saw Daniel Jones, Barkley, and Jalen. He said he saw them come in the locker room. He said they didn't have a game face on. And and that was what made him say what he said.
Well, y'all, you know what? I'm gonna say this though, real quick about Cowboys. I'm excited right now, y'all. Unfortunately, Diggs got hurt. I ain't gonna lie. The second I was scrolling down my news feed, and I saw it was a caption, the title of the video. It was West Coast Cowboys, matter of fact. It said injured Diggs, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that one hurt.
I fell out. And I was like, man, I was just praying it was like an ankle or, a wrist or a finger or something, something minor. And it came out, it was a goddamn knee. And I was like, goddamn, man. And I'm just sitting here thinking with the stars, you don't usually get them through crazy stuff through practice, right? Like you're supposed to protect them a little bit more, right? I guess. I don't know. And then I saw Mark's video, and I commented in Mark's video, hey, Diggs is out with a knee injury or whatever, this and that, and that just it's a damper, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, but our defense is really good. Hopefully, Glenn can replace him. At least just keep us afloat. And I know we got who do we got? Jordan Lewis going to the nickel. At least he has experience. I ain't gonna lie. Before the season, I was like, man, it might be time to go ahead and move on from Jordan Lewis. But thank God,
it's a good thing that they didn't.
Oh my God, man, that's the second, bullet we kind of dodged by not cutting somebody. So I'm happy we kept Jordan Lewis. He's been good for us in the past. So hopefully he can just, keep up and we can just keep with that good defensive line, and I think we'll be all right, y'all.
Well, we ain't got no choice. Next man up.
Oh, yeah. we need to just, be ready to just take care of Arizona. And then we'll worry about New England, and then we'll worry about San Francisco. But from what we saw, with San Francisco, I'm not nervous with that one. I'm not, y'all. Just being honest.
Jeff Lee, what's up? Coyote, Cowboys Mafia, Glimmerman. It's his knee. Yeah, Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith is unfortunately, his body has been through so many battles that, it's always going to be something nagging him. And it may be just minor with what he's dealing with right now, but you still got to list it. And, it's not if, it's just when at this point with Tyron Smith.
Yeah.
Is there any word on Donovan Wilson? Is he playing this week?
He's playing.
He's playing. Okay.
Yeah. Mozzie Smith is playing as well. We got some good news and things.
Was Mozzie Smith hurt? I didn't even know that.
I'm sorry, not Mozzie. Tyler Smith. We got too many damn Smiths.
Okay.
Tyler Smith.
But we also got
Mozzie.
Igbin. I can't even pronounce his name, but Igbin Guinea or whatever. Yeah.
He's from Miami.
Yeah.
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 So we got that.
Well, we've got
first round pick too.
Well, here's the thing that's good is we have guys that we have no clue on that they see every day and they believe in. That last year, we were like, oh, we need to go out and trade for this guy or that guy, and all of a sudden we find out, oh, we actually have some guys that we never heard of, like Wakanu. But I can't pronounce it. Mukwamu. Yes.
Yeah, he can jump from safety to cornerback.
Right. That was the guy that nobody knew anything about, but they did.
The guy from Miami?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's Egan, whatever the heck his name is.
Eganami.
Yeah.
I just call him Noah, his first name.
Yeah. Just Noah from Miami.
But
anybody's better for Boss Man Fat. So.
Oh, geez, thank God.
Or like Game Time would say, burnt man toast.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gina Dallas Diva. Yeah, Colorado is getting there. They're trying to send a message and put Dion back in his place, so to speak.
I wouldn't be surprised if
his son got sacked like 4 or 5 times this game. Like, damn.
Yeah, he can't even throw.
Listen, Shedeur Sanders holds onto the ball extremely too long.
Yeah.
Well, you can see that when he has a trash line.
Sometimes you gotta live to fight another day. I was sitting there watching.
True.
It's not good for them because they got this game today, and then who they play next week.
USC at USC. Oh no,
it's gonna be in Boulder.
That's
in Boulder. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right, you get the home fans with that one, but sometimes you got to get rid of the ball because sometimes I see him get drop back pass, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
Yeah.
It's time to do something. You got to either run or throw the ball away.
Well, if Oregon's doing this to them this year or this week in Oregon, Eugene, boy, I'd hate to see what USC is going to hand them in Boulder next week.
Well, see, I think Oregon is a lot more high octane offense, though.
I think they have 50-some points a game. So
yeah, that's they score a lot.
They're making Colorado look like a Division II school right now.
Yeah,
they're playing so bad.
Yeah, but sure, Oregon put up 83 week 1, 83 points.
Yeah, who did they play?
I mean,
something state.
They played a high school team first game of the year.
Yeah. Coyote's right though. Good thing we run a faster pass offense. The O-line is a question mark. You're 100% right on that one.
We haven't noticed Tyler Smith's absence, I feel, just because they get it out so quick,
Yeah.
Dirty Sanchez
has actually been doing pretty good.
I think
since they're playing the Cardinals this week, do you think that we will cut loose Deuce and Hunter Lukey to see what the Hunter has? What I'm hoping is that we jump out on them real quick and we rest our starters and we get some experience for some of these younger guys out there.
That would be nice.
Yeah, we got New England next, and they ain't no pushover. I mean, they New England of old, but
New
they always
England
play us tough.
New England is not really a good team, but Bill Belichick is going to always have them prepared to try
I'll
to
be ready.
game.
They'll be
Right.
ready.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they'll be ready.
And then after that, we got Big Brother. The week after that,
Yeah,
No,
well,
no,
but
no,
but
no.
you know what though?
This is
Here's the thing. When you start looking at schedule, we looked at the schedule and said, man, we got the Giants that people thought were going to be a better team. And then we got Aaron Rodgers with the Jets. Of course, we had the Cardinals with the Patriots, and then we had the 49ers. And, you start looking at this right now and you start saying, okay, this is the tougher part of our schedule. We're looking pretty good right now. After the 49ers, we got the Chargers and Kellen Moore. We got the Rams. Then we got
That's
the
in
Eagles.
LA, right?
Huh?
In LA for the Chargers?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah.
It's
that one's in LA.
Yeah. But LA is like a home game for us.
Yeah, that'll be another home game.
The Chargers don't have that many fans in we have more fans in Los Angeles than they do.
They're all in San Diego.
But we basically have the Chargers and the Rams games back to back. Then we got the Eagles, we got the Giants, the Panthers, the Commanders, the Seahawks, then the Eagles, and then we get to the meat of our schedule. We got to go to Buffalo in the cold. We got the Dolphins on Christmas Eve. We got the Lions and the Commanders. You start looking at the schedule, it don't look that bad right now. Right now, it don't look that bad at all. I mean, you look at this and say the Bills and 49ers and the Eagles are the 4 toughest games that we have. We've owned the Eagles. Dak is 40 burger plus the last 3 games. I'm looking at this and all of a sudden you say, okay, yeah.
Eric Black says, who the hell is Big Brother? Well, until we beat the 49ers, they are. I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. We lost to them the last 2 years in the playoffs, so we got to.
Yeah.
And we lost to them in the regular season, too. The last time we beat them was at their place, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, with Roma.
Yeah. Hey, Mark,
Mm-hmm.
I saw you posted a video this week, and the whole subject of the show was pretty much that Ike McCarthy was right last year. And us as being a Dallas Cowboys fan base didn't listen to him. I feel like had we listened to him and had he just kind of slapped Kellen Moore before the San Francisco game, I think we beat San Francisco. You can't sit here and tell me that we were not the better team last year.
But once we lost Tony Pollard, we just didn't have any. Listen, we lost Tony Pollard. You only had CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, I see that. But we were the better team last year, y'all. Now, the year before, San Francisco got hot late in the season. But we were the better team last year, y'all.
San Francisco had way more weapons than we did. Way more weapons. We had, again, Tony Pollard goes out. The only person you had to stop. You weren't afraid of Dalton Schultz. You weren't afraid of Zeke. You weren't afraid of Noah Brown. You weren't afraid of Michael Gallup. It was CeeDee Lamb was the only weapon that you had.
Yeah.
Now they'll throw it and say, well, Dak just choked. He didn't have anybody to throw to. They had Christian McCaffrey. They had Debo. They had George Kittle. And yes, we had opportunities, but I won't go through and say that we were the better team out there. Not with the weapons that San Francisco had.
Well, as a overall team, I believe we were the better team.
No.
Maybe we
I'm not going to. You can think that. I couldn't think that. No. Not with the way our offensive line was last year. Are you kidding me? Our offensive line shifted around so many different ways. You had Tyron Smith out there playing right tackle. You still had Jason Peters in there playing. We really didn't have a left guard. And you had one weapon. San Francisco had a better overall team than us. Their offensive line was a hell of a lot better. Their defense was really good. Their defense only averaged giving up 17 points a game last year. And we were on the road on a short week after playing in Tampa Bay on Monday night.
The NFL screwed us with that one for real.
Yeah.
They screwed us with that one for real, though. Like, how you going to put us way in Tampa and then knowing that we're going to, on a Monday night, and then we got to travel way to the West Coast on a Sunday.
Eric Black, you utilize the weapons you have. I'm not trying to hear that, Mark. Okay, well, you might not want to hear it, but it's the truth.
Noah Brown's a 4th receiver on the Texans.
Thank you. On the Texans, you got a guy who was your number 2 leading receiver who can't crack the starting lineup with the Texans.
Oh, my God.
Cedric Wilson the year before can't crack the lineup with the Miami Dolphins. Dalton
like
Schultz.
Ferguson
I
better
think
than
Dalton Schultz has. I think 40 yards receiving this year.
Yeah, he doesn't have very many catches. They aren't even targeting him.
I got a
very
question.
much.
I said this prior to the season start. I said if Jalen Tolbert were to have a good season,
I'm sorry, he's got 38 yards. Dalton Schultz does. Those are your weapons. Noah Brown, who's got 2 catches for 20 yards. You got Dalton Schultz, who's got 38 yards in 2 games, and Zeke Elliott. What does Zeke have? Zeke is under 50 yards.
He's probably around 70
fumble.
yards, 70, 80 yards.
I don't think he's got that much. Zeke Elliott has 42 yards. So you've got literally, I want you to understand this. 3 of your weapons that you had in the playoffs last year through 2 games combined don't have 100 yards.
Yeah.
That's Zeke, Dalton Schultz, and Noah Brown.
Starters.
And I can even throw in there probably Michael Gallup too, because Michael Gallup ain't exactly raising any hell either.
No.
you guys,
I think he has 2 catches.
you know, what do you guys think about Michael Gallup's future with this team right now? Because
and Michael Gallup's got 13 yards. So you're gonna you're gonna tell me, hold on, no, dude that said I don't want to hear you use the weapons you have. You're gonna compare that to Christian McCaffrey being healthy, to George Kittle, being healthy, and Deebo Samuels. Come on, there's no way in hell that you look at that. That's 110 yards of offensive production from 4 guys this year, and those were the 4 weapons that we had left.
Right.
Seriously, Zeke is spent. Dalton Schultz, hell, Dak Prescott made Dalton Schultz at least a viable option. Noah Brown is a 5th wide receiver. And Michael Gallup has got 2 catches for 13 yards this year.
Yeah, he's a 5th receiver at best.
Mark, Noah Brown is more like a practice squad receiver. At best. I mean, think about this. He didn't catch a touchdown in his NFL career.
You're right, Daniel. It's tiring listening to him talk about Dak and hating on him. Gabby, I'm with you on that one. I need the Cowboys to blow out the Cardinals too tomorrow. And of course, what's going to be on Monday? Well, it was just the Arizona Cardinals. They weren't playing anybody. The Cowboys, the Cowboys, they got lucky because they didn't have Aaron Rodgers and Daniel Jones. Okay, he's not a quarterback in the Giants.
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, we blow out
Queen Bella in the house. What's up? The Queen is here.
And then I say, don't let our players practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They might get hurt. Just let them
do
go
a
watch.
walkthrough.
Just sit there and watch film. That's all.
Oh, wait a minute. They might stub their toe. Can't do a walkthrough. Nope. No walkthrough.
Yeah. But
we need a Mr. Miyagi or something in our locker room.
Yeah, somebody do the lotion.
Kellen never used Tolbert properly. Kellen
didn't use anybody properly.
It's funny because it seems like the hype of him being great has already worn off.
Oh, Mark, I gotta tell you, I got a cousin who's a Charger fan, and he's telling me, "Oh, how are we losing with this much talent?" And I said, "Get used to it with Kellen Moore."
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Lord.
I mean, because he's like, we got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, 2 wide receiver, and I said, get used to it with Kellen Moore. He's gonna.
Heck, they have their entire. They have their entire offensive starters back, and they're 0-2.
Yep.
Listen though, y'all. What's so sad about Kellen Moore, right, is that he could call some decent passing offensive plays.
He only had one gear.
He could not mix in the run.
Right.
You got to mix in the run. And
he thought it was Madden.
Yeah, he's a former college quarterback that he can't system that he threw the ball everywhere.
Right.
And he
that's where he belongs, I feel.
That was the only problem with Kellen Moore is that he didn't know when to mix in the run.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And he's more of a college coach, I feel.
All he did was Scott Linehan, when he got fired, he gave Kellen Moore's playbook. He said, "Hey, here you go."
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that was Scott Linehan's a whole nother beast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this.
Mm-hmm.
Kellen Moore, where he made his mistake at was he should have took that Boise State job when the job was there.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
I blame Jerry Jones for that because Jerry Jones was like, "No, we don't want you to take the Boise State job." When Jerry should have told him, "Hey man, look, take that Boise State job, learn, learn on the fly,
Mm-hmm.
and when you get your shit together, when you start putting some winning seasons in at Boise State, that's when I make the call for you to come down to be our head coach."
Mm-hmm.
I blame Jerry Jones for that because he was getting
hard to argue with you with that.
he was
That's
getting ready.
true.
Kellen Moore was getting ready to take the Boise State job. Jerry Jones got in the way and said, "No, we want to keep you in Dallas."
Mm-hmm.
So I blame Jerry Jones on that.
I agree.
Kellen Moore was
Shout out to Milton McBride. Mike, he's got the same birthday as me, 10-10.
Exactly.
Shout out to you, bro. It ain't much longer, man. Be 58. Damn.
What do y'all think about them playing Brandon Cooks tomorrow? I think we could probably win without him. Just being honest. Keep him healthy.
Yeah, if you got to go. If he's healthy, you got to put him out there.
You got to put him out there. At least
any given Sunday.
At least get him out there to break him in for the home run.
How about put him on a pitch count then?
Of course. Well, you hopefully.
Of course.
Yeah.
I can live with
I'm not saying you go run him 70 plays, but you need to get him out there, working with the system, even if it's only as a decoy.
You can never fall asleep on a desperate team. Arizona, they ain't got nothing to lose. They're gonna come out there.
Right.
And
this is their Super Bowl. If they can come through and beat the Cowboys, man, that's the Super Bowl.
They ain't got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So that's scary because they get to say, you know what?
You got nothing to lose.
Let's just throw every play. Let's just see what they got.
Because we gotta realize something. We're playing against a wounded dog. We're playing against a wounded dog in 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And a wounded dog is a crazy.
Nothing to lose.
Don't have nothing to lose.
But they don't have proven. So that's definitely going to help.
We need to put this wounded dog. We need to put this wounded dog early and quick. We need to end this early tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
We don't need to be out there jacking around. We don't need to be out there playing. We need to go out there and put this wounded dog down.
Right.
Cowboys Sports Report by Charles in Charge says Arizona is third in sacks. We might have 3 backups on the offensive line. Yeah, but a lot of them were against Washington. What was the other team they played? Giants. Yeah. Yeah, the Giants. Okay, Giants are giving up sacks like a $2 hooker. Okay. So I'm not sure we can count that one. Poor Dion. Dion got a dose of reality today, 42-0.
Yeah, poor Dion.
Damn, they kicking at us.
It's crazy. It's crazy because he got a dose of reality today, and then he's gonna get another dose of reality when they play USC next week.
Yeah, and then for them not to have a Hunter, God, that's so hard, man. I mean, that's their best player.
Like that's what you gotta have. If you're gonna beat the good teams, you need to be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly.
Travis Hunter, that's big.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge, especially for defense. It's huge.
Especially to lose him to such a dirty play though. Like that ball was already on the ground and he got hit.
Yeah, totally. That was a dirty play. Yeah, that was dirty as hell.
I'm surprised the NCAA didn't suspend that player for that.
I mean, they don't have anybody to really say, suspend them. You know what I mean? Kind of like the NFL got the NFLPA. They don't really have that.
Hell.
I mean, I know the kid received a lot of threats. I mean,
you
can't hit somebody after the play like that. Expect not to,
And I was in a hotel down in Dallas, and we all saw the game in the lobby big screen, and everybody was just going off on that.
Oh yeah,
everybody was just raising hell about that.
Yeah,
just going off.
All righty. Well, we're coming down the home stretch here. I got to go over and see my buddy Rashid and take him some stuff and all. So let me get your final. What is your score? I got 31-3.
31-3. Oh. My score prediction for tomorrow,
21-10.
I'm going to say 35-17.
35-17. You're going to say 17? You're going to give up 17?
I'll say
Okay.
21-10 Dallas. That's my pick.
I'm going with 34-13. I predict we're going to get a defensive TD.
Okay.
I like it.
All I know is they better cover the
Spread.
spread. Yeah.
What is the spread?
13.
Like 13, something like that.
13.
Either like 13,
I took
13.
the over. I took the over. So
There you go.
You know, I'm saying 34-13, a defensive TD, and I think we're gonna call off the Dogs early, knowing that we could beat the Cardinals worse than that.
We just want to get out healthy though, y'all. For real.
Yeah, you know, get out
for real though.
You know,
let's get out of the desert with at least health.
Yeah,
Get that
You
team.
know, let's get out of the desert healthy. You know, get out of the desert healthy and get ready for New England the next game after this one.
Yeah.
Heck, if you're up 28 or more, sit Dak.
Sit Michael.
Yeah, sit them all.
Because Michael has been out there. But
Yeah, let Cooper Rush take it the rest of the way.
There you go.
yeah. That's why you got
You
him.
know, because I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you after.
Yeah,
you know,
yes,
after-
Gina, the $2 hooker. They giving up sacks like the $2 hooker.
Because I'm gonna tell you, you know, after this Cardinal game, we're playing New England, and yeah, we should beat New England, but I don't trust Bill Belichick. Something tells me I do not trust Bill Belichick.
That will be a trap game for sure.
Yeah, because
Yes,
we're
sir.
looking ahead to Big Brother, so we gotta.
Listen.
That's the reason why I don't trust Bill Belichick, because this may be one of them games that, you know, it has the look of the upset of the year, and then plus New England hasn't won a game yet.
Yeah, is he coming to Dallas?
Yeah, the game is in Dallas.
So, you know,
It don't matter.
some fans are gonna have a little heavy heart because they like Zeke still. They want him back or whatever. You know, I don't know. Listen, you know,
I don't know that Zeke's going to really play a big part in that game against us, but
you know, you gonna know that he gonna want to play harder, y'all. Zeke is gonna want to play a little bit harder versus the Cowboys because you know he got a ball with Jerry Jones. You know,
true.
So you know now will it work for him? You know, I mean I hope not, but yeah.
We'll find out come next week when New England comes down, but let's get past Arizona first.
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
You know, I agree with my man. You know, hey, let's do what we gotta do tomorrow after the game tomorrow. Then we'll concentrate on the old Boston Patriots. Well, they were Boston. They was in the AFL. Let's concentrate on New England.
Yeah.
All right, good people. Let me say to everybody out there, I appreciate everybody being here, being part of the show, and hopefully tomorrow we get a good game. We don't get any more injured than where we are, and hopefully we start seeing come Monday night a little more of this.
Oh my God. Oh Lord.
I fire Howie. Fucking fire. Motherfucker! Stupid motherfucker! What an idiot!
Idiot! What an idiot!
What an idiot!
Dallas has Amari Cooper and Gallup, but we don't need a receiver.
Dallas has Amari Cooper and Gallup, but we don't need a receiver. Are you kidding me?
Stupid.
I don't want Justin Jefferson. He's ass.
What are you doing? Get us that Dallas team.
He's stupid. I fire his ass. I fire his ass.
You want me to tell y'all something funny?
I mean, Howie's got to be stupid.
You want me to tell y'all
What
something
are you doing?
funny?
You just let Dallas take
My sister saw that